million and growing. But are you making a difference? In 12 months, you have elected 2 governors, 2 senators, sent over 4 million pink slips, and 1 million of them went to 2 non-representing representatives who, after a week, decided to retire. They did not want to face the pressure of we the people. You pressured 23 state legislatures to declare sovereignty. And if you can build a big enough fire under the hindquarters of your gridlock, politically motivated state legislature to understand that the future of Texas depends on you declaring sovereignty as a protection against the intrusion of a federal government who has not read the Constitution and think they are your masters and not your servants. Hopefully, Texas, you will continue to pressure your state legislators and become the number 24th state to declare sovereignty. Will you? They're not laughing at you now. And some of them are toning down their rhetoric. Why? Because they are afraid of you. And that's precisely what your founding fathers intended in order to preserve this republic. Young people in this audience, please pay attention to this. You are manifesting in this movement the principle that founded this country. Young people, this principle will determine whether or not you have a future, not what kind of a future you have. It's a principle that is in the DNA of every native-born Texan who comes through the birth canal, ready to defend his country. And that principle is this: when the people fear the government, there is tyranny. But when the government fears the people, there is liberty. The time for talk is over. Let's strip away all the rally rhetoric and fancy speeches and get to the bare metal reality. We all know who we're fighting. 7,800 bloggers have come online as a result of you in the last 5 months. The government can't hide. We know who they are. We know what their agenda is. But it's very important. All of you have been in this service. You must identify what your real goal is. August 15th, 2009, a city park in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. A 55-year-old lady, Oriana Paul, stood in the middle of this park crying. She said, "Mr. Paine, I failed." I said, "Why, Oriana?" She says, "We have a license for 250 people to show up in our first tea party. And I doubt we'll get more than 100. And I've never done this before." 1 hour and 20 minutes, 9,800 Americans showed up. And they continue to show up. What are we really fighting for? Mr. Paine began to speak, and all of a sudden, there was a murmur in the audience as a senior citizen, a female, forgive me, I'm politically incorrect. She was a seasoned treasure. This seasoned treasure with a big pink hat was walking through the center aisle. All 9,000 people in Wisconsin obviously recognized this lady as someone significant in their culture. She attempted to come up the 3 steps. 2 giant fellows tried to help her. She says, "Get your hands off me, I can do this myself." She must have been born in Texas. She walked right up on stage and said, "Young man, hand me that microphone." I says, "Madam, I'm 283 years old." She didn't blink. She says, "Funny, you don't look it." She took the microphone in one of the most dramatic moments that we have had, speaking to close to 1 million of your fellow Americans. She did not read from notes. We recorded what she said. I will read what she said. "My name is Alma Mae McCorkle. I'm 94 years old. I'm here today because I don't want my country to die before I do." I remember she's speaking to 9,000 people on the side of a hill in a park. She said, "Don't think all your marching, protesting, and signing petitions is about bringing back a healthy economy. It's not. You're fighting for the heart and soul of America, and don't you forget it." Alma Mae got the biggest standing ovation, or the second biggest standing ovation I've ever seen. She got the first a few moments later. She decided to walk off. She came back. She says, "Hand me the microphone again." Old man. And I handed her the microphone. And she said, "My husband was killed at Guadalcanal. My brother was a Marine killed in the Korean War. And one of my sons lost both his legs in Vietnam. You tell that big mistake in the White House. If he still doesn't think America is exceptional, then kick his skinny ass out of office first thing